We must talk about subsidiarity and understand that this European interoperability framework does not replace national interoperability frameworks. Each member state is free to provide internally interoperability between institutions in that country the way that is the best for them. But European interoperability framework does the cover on all these national interoperability frameworks. It does not replace them. We must talk about use of open standards. These standards must not be closed in order to be able to be used as widely as possible. They must be adopted and maintained by non-profit organizations, and this must be published and available freely or no charge. And we must, of course, mention also open source software, which is a philosophy which corresponds perfectly to the objectives of the European interoperability framework. All these products are, by their nature, publicly available, and they promote the democratic debates on specifications, and they result in very robust and interoperable solutions. There is another aspect that we shouldn't forget. All the solutions that we provide should be, as much as possible, universal. Some bilateral or ad hoc solutions are disadvantaged. We must provide a single solution that should fit as most users as possible. That decreases costs and effort. These are the principles that are defined in these mentioned European documents. Some European member states already have their interoperability frameworks established, and other member states are working on it. Slovenia is also working on our interoperability framework, and if we see what are the deliverables planned for this framework, of course these are common specifications for the components of central system, about local interfaces, specifications of standards of semantic level assets, about processes. These deliverables include guidelines and manuals for integration and implementation, and all these deliverables are going to be published on a common portal called SIF portal, Slovenian Interoperability Framework portal. That portal that doesn't exist yet, but we are developing it. That portal will consist of different components, including editing modules, workflow engine, repository, and connection to meta-register, which I will explain a little bit later. And right now it is in the form of wiki platform, which is ideal for the phase where we are now, where we need mass collaboration tool, and right now the form is like that, and it is internal right now. I mentioned meta-register, which is a catalog of metadata about all our state registers. It's not, there was some official delegation which visited Slovenia, and we presented them this idea of meta-register, and they didn't quite understand what we understand by meta-register, and they understood that this might be mega-register, one register which incorporates all other registers, but it is not. It's just an inventory. It's just a list of all the registers that we have in our government, and the descriptions of all the important facts about these registers, about the data that are included in this registers. This is just a picture of this application, and I will not spend too much time on it. It's just that here is the institution that hosts these databases, and here are the acronyms of the databases, names of the databases, and we can go further, deeper to explore each of these databases. Let's see the idea of interconnection of public registers. Here is one tricky question, I would say. We must understand that the goal is not to make all the registers connected, to be really joined into one register, but the idea is to make these registers connectable, to develop a system that allows exchange of data between these registers, and that happens upon a request, upon a specific request that has a specific legal ground and reasons. And these registers are not connected all the time. The data in these registers gets transferred, and that is the goal. And the mean for the tool to achieve this goal is our national interoperability infrastructure. That's just an illustration about the different databases that we have in our government, about vehicles, about population, about documents, about land, about taxes, and all these databases have different connectors, and we have to make them connectable. That's why the plans are to build a framework which includes central system, some spine that will connect all the institutions with their specific registers, and to provide some local interfaces. The communication to European Union to other countries and to European institutions in Brussels are going to be made through this central information system. If we take a look at the functions of central information system, it will take care of some standard authentication and authorization mechanisms. It will be able to make some simple and complex inquiries in registers, to provide means for secure interchange of data, and to integrate with different portals and meta-register and European Union. And of course, for supervision reasons, this central information system will also provide some logging and similar mechanisms. Next, about these local interfaces. We must understand that principle of subsidiarity. We, by establishing this national interoperability framework, these institutions are still responsible for the data that they keep. They still have to provide some security, some filtering, some allowing or rejecting access to their data, and they are still the owners and responsible for the data they keep. So they must provide their local interfaces with their specific security scheme and provide security interchange of data with central system, and provide all the translation to and from their local data format. And of course, logging and supervision, as they should, because they are the owners of the data.